Why do we feel the need to fill silence in conversation? You're sitting across from someone you like. There's a pause. 3 seconds. 4, 5. And suddenly you're talking. You're filling the space with anything. A joke, a random thought, even just, or so, yeah. But here's the question. Why can't we just be quiet? The answer says something fascinating about how your brain works, and once you understand it, you'll never listen to a conversation the same way again. So, let's dive in. First, silence triggers something called social anxiety at a very basic level. Your brain actually interprets quiet moments as potential social danger. Think about it like this. In our evolutionary past, silence often meant something was wrong. A predator nearby. A threat. Your ancestors who felt uncomfortable in silence. They stayed alert. They survived. The ones who were cool with quiet, well, they didn't make it. Today, that same ancient wiring is still running in the background. When conversation stops, your nervous system doesn't think, oh, peaceful moment. It thinks, uh-oh, is something wrong? And filling that silence is your brain's way of checking, are we still connected? Is this relationship okay? And that's why silence can feel so unbearable. It's not weakness, it's neurology. Here's the second piece. We're meaning-making machines. Our brains are obsessed with filling in gaps. It's actually a superpower most of the time. If I say the cat sat on the, your brain immediately jumps to mat. You don't need the full picture, but here's the problem. In silence, your brain invents a story. Maybe the person is bored. Maybe they're judging you. Maybe you said something weird. Your mind runs through these narratives at lightning speed, and none of them feel great, so you talk. Not because you have something to say, but because you're trying to interrupt that loop of negative thoughts. You're essentially talking to yourself, using the other person as a distraction. It happens all the time at dinner parties or first dates. You interrupt silence, not because you have brilliant insights, but because you're uncomfortable with what your mind is telling you about that silence. Third reason, we're wired for connection. Humans are deeply social creatures. Silence can feel like disconnection. When two people are talking, there's a rhythm, a back and forth, a dance. When that stops, it feels like the dance ended. And that doesn't feel good. But here's something cool. In some cultures, silence is actually a sign of deep connection. In parts of Japan or Scandinavia, long silences between friends or family members aren't awkward. They're comfortable. They mean you know each other so well, you don't need to fill the space. So this one isn't just biology, it's also what we've learned about what silence means, and that's actually changeable. The fourth insight is about uncertainty avoidance. Humans hate not knowing things. We'll literally make up an answer rather than sit with, I don't know. Silence is uncertainty. What happens next? What are they thinking? What should I say? Our brains would rather have a bad answer than no answer at all. So we fill it. We create certainty by taking control of the conversation. It's an illusion of control, but our brains love it. And finally, there's this. We've been conditioned to believe that silence means awkwardness. Think about every movie, every TV show you've watched. When there's silence, the music gets tense, the camera zooms in on someone's uncomfortable face. We've been trained to think silence is bad. So we internalize that message before we're even old enough to question it. Here's what's wild, though. The people who've mastered conversation, they're comfortable with silence. Great therapists, great comedians, great leaders. They all know that silence isn't the enemy. It's actually when real connection happens. When you sit with someone in quiet, you're saying, I'm comfortable enough with you that I don't need to perform. So here's your takeaway for today. Next time you're in a conversation and there's a pause, don't automatically fill it. Notice what happens. Notice what your brain is telling you. Are you actually uncomfortable, or are you just reacting to old programming? Because the truth is, you're probably more interesting to people when you're not talking, when you're thinking, when you're present. Sometimes the best thing you can say is nothing at all.